Hi, I'm Amber. I'm a certified Pilates instructor, and I want to talk about breathing and breath. So, according to Joseph Pilates, breathing is very first act of life and is very last. 100% true, kind of duh. And also, it's one of the most powerful tools in our toolbox, but it's also the most underutilized. And so, I really want to spend some time to focus on that good breathing, because when we really use the breath to its full advantage as we do our basic movement throughout life, it makes the movement a lot easier and attainable. So let's start off with that exhale. Let it be nice and vocal. Exhale out through the mouth, through pursed lips. Feeling that wrap sensation, and then inhaling, letting just that chest rise. And then exhaling out. And keep going with this breathing. So you want to think like your chest is kind of like an accordion. It expands and contracts, or even one of my favorites, it's like an umbrella. So when we inhale, everything opens up, and especially women, we tend to not breathe into our back. So inhaling, like we're kind of pulling the shoulder blades away, letting the back of that rib cage expand, then exhaling, pulling everything in. Now yoga, they like to do more of that belly style breathing, and that's what's expanding and contracting like that accordion. So biggest difference with Pilates and yoga. Pilates, we breathe with the chest, yoga breathes with the belly. So let's keep breathing with that chest. So when we give that exhale, it forces that nice abdominal engagement. You keep that engagement on that inhale. That way, when we do stuff like planking, it's a little bit easier to hold on to. This style breathing has a lot of amazing health benefits to it. It definitely helps with blood flow, circulation. It helps with restoring the pelvic floor after childbirth, because when we keep those abs engaged the whole time, those deep abs, it forces that pelvic floor to stay engaged as well. So it forces that pelvic floor that went through a lot of trauma during pregnancy and childbirth, it keeps it nice and activated and working, and so it can kind of really help restore it. So a lot of great benefits with this style of breathing. And I want to show a couple of ways to really tap into that breathing a little bit more. One of my favorites is actually going into a child's pose, or shell pose if you've done yoga. So I sit back onto my heels, I keep my legs connected, arms extended, I'm just letting my stomach rest on top, and then I'm going to focus on that breathing. The benefit with this, we can't do the belly breathing because all of a sudden we're going to be hitting our legs, and then if you have a hard time breathing into your back, I feel like this is just an easier way to get that connection. So I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm feeling that nice stretch in my back as well. Letting everything expand and contract. Just going for a few more. So exhaling helps with muscular contraction, and inhaling helps with the lengthening of muscles. So we want to use that exhale when we need to engage those right muscles. So when you're doing whatever the exercise is, what muscle is working when, use the breath to help with that. Also exhale, just like in general, like we use exhale to help us make movement a little bit easier because it's helping with that contraction. Now, let's go into another way I like to tap into the style breathing. We're going to be laying down on our back. We're going to be in that good neutral, and then you can just have one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And then you can kind of alternate if you want, letting the belly rise and fall, or let the chest rise and fall. I like to focus just on the chest, but this is another great way of tapping into that breathing. Now, how long should we inhale and exhale? So inhaling is like 4-ish or so seconds, and then exhaling is at least 6. So exhales will always be longer than the inhales. I like to exhale until I get that engagement, I can feel it and hold on to it, and then I inhale. But in general, we inhale for the 4, exhale out for the 6. You can definitely adjust your breathing with whatever movement you are doing, exhaling a little bit longer if you need to, or letting it be more of those pulses. And actually, while we're here, while we're laying down, let's go into that breath with some gentle movement, engaging the abs, because this is just a really good way to show how breathing helps with movement in general. So we're going to hit those superficial abs. A lot of times we'll have the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Give that exhale. I crunch up. I kind of feel things, mainly the top part of the abs. It's doing some work. And then I come back down. No big deal, right? Let's focus on that good breathing and give that harsh exhale for that 6 count. And really feel the whole abs engaged, because our superficial abs start from about like armpit and go to pubic bone. It's an absolutely massive muscle. So we can get a decent lift off of this. So let's use that breath and see how just adjusting the breathing works with that abdominal engagement. So inhaling and I got a much higher lift. I'm shaking, and I'm feeling it in the center of my abs. It's a lot closer to my belly button. I'm starting to flirt with feeling it in my lower abdominals, which has me excited because I'm a C-section mom, so I'm starting to feel my cool dead abs a little bit. But notice I gave that exhale. I gave it harshly. It helped with the abdominal engagement. So I'm actually not feeling a whole lot of neck strain because my abs are doing so much work. So I'm just having my hand literally just support my head at this point. My arms and like shoulders are not helping with that chest lift whatsoever. So using that breath, I'm going to come down because, oh my gosh. Using that breath really helps. So let's do just a few reps of these, and so you can really see and feel the full benefits of it. So let's go into it. If you would like, you can have that back flat with those legs in tabletop to make it a little bit more challenging. I think I'm just going to keep my feet down for today. So I'm going to keep my shoulders down, elbows wide, so I don't accidentally pull into my neck, and I'm forcing it to stay in those abdominals. My ribs are staying pulled in, so I'm not popping my back at all. And then let's inhale. And then exhale. And inhale, come down. Let my elbows pull in. Let's do that again. Exhale. Last one. Whew. All right, well, I hope you felt your abs turn on with that. And this is how we breathe with Pilates. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please throw it in the comments. And if I get a lot of questions about the same thing, I will gladly be making another video. Enjoy.